Good evening, YouTube. With Casper here with the daily scoreboard update for you guys. Normally, I do it on the Substack. Again, I would urge you, not urge that, but again, if you want to join the Substack, again, that's where the things are happening with regarding to the daily updates. And today, I've already uploaded 2 videos with regarding to uranium. It looks a little bit, exciting here. Again, in the very short term, and yeah, check it out. If you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe and I will not get mad. Also, again, can you help me get above 8K on the Twitter? That would be beautiful, getting above the 8K mark. That is obviously a little bit of a milestone. So yeah, and YouTube, like and subscribe for that stuff there. So the daily scoreboard will be starting as we speak. So nothing major really for silver when it comes to the gains, roughly flat for the day. However, what I like to see is that we had that initial steep drop into support from this expanding wedge here. So that is a nice thing to see. I'm also acknowledging that you have a little bit of a bear flag here, so a bit more bullish than bearish. Also, given the fact that our mixed moving average is still above us. So, but tomorrow we have CPI from the US coming out, just before the US markets are opening. And that will definitely decide the direction for the markets. Initially, again, the first few hours, you have to be aware of head fakes, meaning the market's going one way and then the next hour completely reversing. Big, 2-hourly double bottom here with, obviously, you have bullish divergence when that happens. So yeah, let's see where it takes us for silver. And now on to gold here, sitting and almost at all-time highs. Again, tomorrow could be the day. I think if I want to make like a zone here, like there, look at that. Tomorrow, the news with regarding to CPI will be released right here. Let's see if we can sit roughly, at 2,520 tomorrow. Either way we go at that point in time, it will be a banger of a move, right? So yeah, overall, gold still looks fantastic, up 0.5%. Cool, I'll take that any day of the week. But yeah, going sideways here on the 2-hourly. So again, means that moves are coming. The gold to silver ratio is up a tiny bit, basically flat for the day. Nothing major. We have been covering that for some time. If we get above, as mentioned here for the YouTube guys, if you don't follow me, if we get above 90, there is a high likelihood of the markets in general taking a huge dump because spikes in this ratio has always led to the markets getting hit very hard in the face. It doesn't matter. It's not only gold and silver. It's basically everything else. What we want to see is a breakdown here from the red channel and the blue here. We have a bigger bear flag from on a longer time frame, and then to clear this 2-hourly mixed moving average. If that's the case, the miners will start to do really well across the board. We're talking uranium, gold and silver, platinum, copper. And then ideally we want to take up that low. But again, that's a big start to getting below roughly, let's call it 85, 88, 87 and a half maybe. The Dixie flat for the day here. You can see here that we are having this. Let's zoom in here on the 5-minute. Again, 5 minutes, it's such a long short term. But again, we have these marginal higher highs. And again, I've just seen many of these patterns, and they usually, at least as of late, resolve to a move down below the lowest low there. Yeah, but again, tomorrow will decide that fate of the dollar in the short term. Bitcoin here up 1 per update, please, up 1% here. Again, we broke down here and from this flag, not ideal, breaking down, retesting. Again, just doing nothing here, basically broadening, meaning expanding volatility. Not by much, but it is definitely there for Bitcoin. Nothing major here today. Again, tomorrow will definitely, I think, move that. The QQQ on the 2-hourly is still bearish. Again, long-term, different story. If you go to the weekly, you obviously have a lot of momentum still to the upside. That could change, by the way. Careful, topping pattern on the weekly. Again, until it triggers, it's of no worry. 2 hourly here, we are definitely below momentum. And we're basically having, a little bit of a dribble pullback here. This is actually a bear flag here in the short term. So the Qs here is struggling on the short time frames. And yeah, what's also struggling in the long term is oil. We had a big 18-month technical breakdown here last week. Oof, that's a nasty one. Coming all the way down to the green here. And why is the green important? I want to show you. The green is important due to the fact of this. It goes back 3 years, a bit more actually, 4 years, 3.5. Look at how many times we have been here roughly at this trend line. I'm expecting oil to do a bounce here up to 10%. To basically retest this technical breakdown. So we're talking back to roughly 70, 71. Overall, we're still looking into a potential major topping pattern, which this head and shoulders is pointing to $30. 30, yeah. In order to undo this mega topping here, in the retesting potential, let's say we come down and we don't retest presumption, if we start to get back into the blue wedge here, and it's especially taking out this internal triangle, there is a lot of people short that has to recover, their position. But until then, wishful thinking. But again, if basically when and if we get above 72, I would be extremely cautious if I were short at that point in time. The GDX here, 1%, nothing major here. Still, somewhat of a little bit of a weird bull flag here. But again, you have to be a little bit worried with these marginal higher highs here. And yeah, but again, if the gold to silver ratio starts to come down, this one will definitely just fly like we haven't seen before. Still, same thing here, still within our overall yellow uptrend. The big resistance is here, the red one here. We're talking roughly 35, and yeah, basically a nothing burger for the past what's that? That's roughly half year. So spot price uranium, I can assure you, well, nothing is 100%, but big price movements are coming for uranium. The spot price, that is. I recently covered this today actually in one of the videos, so if you are a member, you can check it out here. But look at this grinding here. It just wants to rip it here. It can't seem to pressure through. If we do, we will probably have a big pop here. And then if we take out 83, you watch what the uranium sector will do. On the other side of the coin, you have a big trend line coming here. If we start to break, we are at least going to see 73. Why? That's the major high from 2011. And then if that gives in, that's very bearish for uranium, if that's the case, if we really are going to see that. But until then, we are still in a bullish uptrend, yeah, and somewhat of a bull flag, at least bullish consolidation here. So yeah, very rarely do you crash from the highs just going I mean, that's very rare. You're at least going to see some sort of topping pattern right before you then crash. So I'm expecting a push here in uranium, the spot price, that is. URNM here in the short term, 2%. We are seeing also what I mentioned here, some short-term technical breakouts here. Again, remember, this is the 2 hourly, so you're not talking weekly timeframes. Double bottom, bullish divergence, still below the bear flag breakdown. So, but this is a start at least. And again, in order to undo the long-term downward momentum, we need the short-term to have a little bit of a push. Rates flat. Platinum, I want to show you platinum. It looks very intriguing, especially on a Renko chart, by the way. But you can see here that we are about, if we get above here, I have my, the big level to get through, in my opinion, is 1,050. But again, if we take out here roughly 1,000, you're basically breaking this blue triangle. And then, again, platinum, boom, could actually see some big moves. It has come down so far, and it is due for a bounce. But again, we haven't really had the signal even though we have been watching this for like 2 years, 1 year at least. Platinum, flat, nothing major to report. Copper, 1% down. Okay, what's happening here on copper? A little bit of short-term, excuse me for the quick moves here. A little bit bearish here, coming down, bear flagging. So again, potentially going lower here on copper. We basically need to start getting above 4.3 on copper. The TTF, the Dutch gas. I want to show you the Dutch gas here. On the daily, my bad for the mix-up here. On the daily, you can see we have basically broken out here. Major pivot high. Here again, coming down, finally breaking, bull flagging here. As long as we are on the bull flag, we are potentially charging up for a move to 78, 77. Excuse me, 47, my bad, 47. If, again, it's all a matter of ifs, right? If you come down, we could see a move down to 30 again, which will be the retest of that trend line coming down here, testing roughly 30. So yeah, coal, good old coal here again. Until we clear this yellow trend line, we are not bullish. We want to stay on the sidelines here. But the big move here has come down. We're going sideways. So if we want to clear, we want to get back above. And so getting it back above 153, extremely bullish all of a sudden on coal. Again, why coal? I don't know, but it is definitely looking nice if that's the case. So yeah, that's all for the daily update, guys. And yeah, it will be on YouTube this day around, just to see if yeah, to put it out there on YouTube so you can also enjoy it, hopefully. And don't forget to follow me, guys, on the YouTube, the Substack, and the beautiful X, Twitter. Cheers, guys. Bye.